It's not the house that's haunted. It's your son. What's up, awesome YouTubers? Justin back here to do a review for you all, and by the cover here, the steelbook I have, and by that famous line in the movie, I'm here to review Insidious, and I'm going to talk about the 4K, but I'm really going to talk about the movie because we have Insidious 5 or Insidious the Red Door. I always forget the title now. I'm just going to call it Insidious 5. Insidious 5 is coming out at the beginning of this month, and I want to go and rewatch them all leading up to that, so hopefully I stick to that and I can review all these movies and rewatch them because it's been a while since I've seen them. But I recently watched Insidious not only once, but twice. I watched it maybe a month ago on Blu-ray. I was in the mood to watch it because, I'm getting really excited with the new movie coming out because we have Patrick Wilson directing it, but we also have the returning family from the first two movies coming back for the fifth and final installment in this franchise. And I know they're doing a spin-off. Mandy Moore is one of the lead actors in it. I can't remember what that's called, but it just got announced. But this is going to be closing the original Insidious franchise. So you have Insidious Chapter 2, Insidious Chapter 3, and Insidious The Lost Key, and then, of course, the fifth movie. I think it's called The Dark Door. The Red Door? Hopefully I'm saying that right. I know they've changed the title like twice. So I'm just calling it right now Insidious 5. But yeah, so going back to the original movie. Now, I don't have the review anymore on my channel. It was when my videos were out of sync and wasn't really happy with them. Very nostalgic, though. But I reviewed this movie when I saw it in theaters 12, 13 years ago. I think it was 2011 I saw it. So, yeah, 12 years ago. I saw it January of 2011. And, I remember walking into that theater, not really knowing too much about it except for the trailer. And then walking out of the theater being completely terrified with the movie. And I still rewatched it, and I still love it, and I still think it's pretty suspenseful and terrifying today. It's directed by James Wan, and it stars Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, Lynn Shay, and I'm drawing a blank on the grandmother, Barbara Hershey. She plays the grandma in this movie. And you have a great cast all around in the film, but the movie is about the Lambert family. They just moved into this house, and their son, Dalton, their 10-year-old son, Dalton, one night goes to sleep, and the next morning when Patrick Wilson goes to wake him up, he doesn't wake up. And you find out that in the movie, you think he's in a coma. He's in this deep sleep that he cannot get out of. And then you learn later on that he is not in a coma. Their house, by the way, is having all these spiritual entities happening in the house, and you think the house is haunted, but it's really Dalton that's haunted, and Dalton's trapped in this further, they call it, and he cannot get out. He's one that when he goes to sleep, his spiritual body or his spirit is able to roam in his dreams in all these different places. And there's this demonic form that is holding him back, and he cannot escape. And so the family is trying to figure out, with the help of Lynn Shay, how to get Dalton back and how to wake him up. And how they can stop these evil spirits or these spirits from, attaching themselves to not only Dalton, but other family members. So that's kind of my plot synopsis. It's probably not that great, but getting better at it. Everybody pretty much knows about this movie, so I'm just reviewing this because, one, I love the film. Two, I am getting so psyched up for the new movie. And then three, maybe there are the rare few people out here who haven't seen this film. Or maybe you saw it when it first came out and you didn't care for it, so maybe by watching this, you'll go and give it another watch and seeing what you think about the movie. I think this movie still holds up. 12, 13 years later. Again, I think it was 2011 when I saw it, but originally it was came out in 2010. So I know I saw it in 2011. I saw it, probably a month after I moved back to Kentucky. So there's an important part of my life that I remember, and I saw this movie a month after I moved back. But things I love about the film. First of all, I think this movie again holds up really well. I don't have flaws with this film. I think this movie is perfect, in my opinion. I know a lot of people like to call the demonic spirit Darth Maul's brother or whatnot. I still think that scene is terrifying when Barbara Hershey, she is talking to her son Patrick Wilson and her daughter-in-law Rose Byrne, and she's talking about this dream that she had, and she goes into Dalton's room, and there's this dark figure in the corner, and she talks to the dark figure, and she says, "What do you want?" And it points to Dalton, and it wants Dalton, and it wants to attach its demonic form to Dalton and take over his body. And then you have the moment when she looks up and she sees this red, horrific, demonic spirit behind her son, Patrick Wilson. Again, it's a meme now, but for me, I think it's still terrifying, and I still get oh my gosh, like it's gonna happen at any moment. This thing's gonna pop up behind Patrick Wilson. Like it still kind of amps me up a little bit. Maybe because I'm getting older and I'm getting scared more easy with horror movies. I don't know. But yeah, that's a really good scene in the film. Another great scene I love in this movie is the moment when they're trying to figure out how they can get Dalton back. This is one of the solutions that they have. And you have this almost, I don't want to call it seance, but they're in Dalton's room. It's Lynn Shay, it's her team of investigators, and it's Rose Byrne and Patrick Wilson. And you have the famous shot or the famous moment when Lynn Shay puts on this mask, almost like I don't call it a scuba mask. I don't think that's what it is, but it's this, mask. And she is, talking through it, and the spirits can talk to her, and she's repeating, or Leah Whannell's character is repeating what Lynn Shay's character is saying. And then all of a sudden, things just go crazy, and you see Dalton's body standing behind the family, and all this craziness starts happening. Again, another terrifying moment in this movie for me. Very suspenseful moment. Other things I love about this, except, minus, just the scenes that I talked about. I love the cast. I think the cast is great, and I think the acting is great and really solid here. I love everybody in this movie. Rose Byrne and Patrick Wilson, they're so good in this film. Barbara Hershey is amazing. She's in another one of my favorite scary movies, which is The Entity from 1981. Definitely go check that one out if you've never seen it. If you want me to review it, let me know, and I'll be happy to do that because it is one of my favorite scary movies. I love James Wan as a director. I forgot to mention, yeah, he directed this movie, and this is after, Saw and Dead Silence and Death Sentence. This is before The Conjuring. So I think it's 2 years before The Conjuring came out. And, we knew he was going to do a great job with Conjuring because what I love about his directing is he really knows how to direct a really great, spooky, haunted house movie. And next to his directing, you have a really good, and again, I say this a lot because when it comes to a movie, I love atmosphere, and I think the movie has great atmosphere. I absolutely love it. I love the practical effects in this movie, the practical makeup. Yes, there's some CGI moments in it, but I don't think it's terrible CGI. And I am one that is for CGI. I'd rather take practical over CGI, but I'm one for CGI if it's done really well, and I think it's done really well here. So you got some great practical effects, but you also have some great CGI effects. The music is great. You have that famous, Tiptoe Through the Garden song in this movie. And I adore this film. I love it. It's crazy to say that I adore a movie, but I think a film that's over 10 years old, and I still have the same feelings for it that I did the first time, says a lot about a movie. It still holds up great, and I think, you know, it's a film that if you've never seen, go and watch it. If you haven't seen it in a long time, go back and rewatch it. I really love this 4K Steelbook. Originally, I was not going to get this, and then my buddy Christian from Planet CHH reviewed the Steelbook and talked about this movie, and I was surprised that my Walmart had it. So thank you, Christian, for reviewing this movie. And talking about the 4K, otherwise I would never have gotten it, and I think the 4K looks beautiful. I'm surprised because I think the Blu-ray looks great. But I think this is a step up, and it is a big step up for me. I could tell a difference. I think the picture was a little bit cleaner. Still didn't look like it was polished or anything, and that's a good thing. I like, you know, that film look, but it still was a step up from the Blu-ray that came out in 2011 or 2012. So that Blu-ray is over 10 years old. But yeah. Looks, sounds great. I was really impressed with the sound. I was catching things that I didn't remember the first, you know, several times when I watched this movie. I think it's because the sound is so good here. Like, there was moments when I was hearing things for the first time, and I've seen this movie several times. So, big thumbs up for the sound. And again, the picture quality looks great. There's some moments that really stand out in the movie. Again, the demonic red figure that you see in this film, that red pops. And yeah, it looks great. So it looks great on camera. There's the red door from the movie. And then you have the inside. Right there. So pretty cool. You get a Blu-ray in here, so maybe you just have the DVD. And say you have a, you're wanting to get a 4K player, but you haven't got it yet. But you don't have the Blu-ray yet, go and just buy this. It's worth owning. I think it still looks beautiful, and yeah, just really happy with that. So I'll be reviewing all of the Insidious movies, talking about them, because my opinions have changed. Well, really, my opinion has changed on one movie, and that's the next film I'm going to talk about, because my theater experience was different from seeing the movie now, years later. So we'll talk about that next, but I hope you guys enjoyed my review on Insidious from 2011 or 2010. So, and stay tuned for many more videos to come and reviews to come, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, you guys are awesome, you guys rock. I love you all. Remember to always be yourself, because you are amazing and you are beautiful. Don't change who you are. Always be you guys. And I'll talk to you later. So, much love to you all.